Welcome to Mythic Battleverse, a realm where myths collide with the unknown, where gods face extraterrestrial titans, and legends are forged in the fires of chaos. Subscribe now. The battle for the multiverse begins here. The sky above Metropolis was torn by thunderous booms, darkened by swirling storm clouds that weren't there moments before. Onlookers pointed to the ground as a hulking figure emerged from the chaos. It was Doomsday, his jagged bone spurs gleaming ominously under the flickering light. He roared, a guttural sound that sent shockwaves through the city. Panic ensued as civilians fled in every direction. Suddenly, another roar echoed, this one deeper and more primal. Emerging from the shadows was a Hulk, his eyes blazing with determination, his green skin taut with muscle. The clash was inevitable. Doomsday launched himself at Hulk with inhuman speed, slamming a spiked fist into his opponent. Hulk flew back, crashing through 3 skyscrapers before landing with an earth-shaking thud. Doomsday charged, but Hulk was ready. Grabbing a fallen building's steel girder, he swung it with full force, connecting with Doomsday's face. The impact caused an explosion of debris and a shockwave that shattered windows for miles. Hulk rolled to his feet, a deep growl emanating from his chest. "You picked the wrong fight," he muttered. But Doomsday, unfazed, pounded his chest and roared louder. This wasn't just a fight, it was a war. The two titans exchanged relentless blows, each testing the other's limits. Hulk's punches sent tremors through the ground, but Doomsday's adaptive nature allowed him to recover and counter with devastating strikes. As the fight dragged on, Hulk's rage grew, and with it his power. The city trembled as their battle intensified, but Hulk began noticing Doomsday's strikes becoming sharper, more calculated. He realized this wasn't just brute strength. Doomsday was learning. Amid the chaos, Hulk's thoughts raced. "He's evolving," Banner's voice echoed faintly in his mind. For the first time, Hulk knew this wasn't an opponent he could simply overpower. He needed to outthink him. Hulk snarled, stepping back momentarily to strategize. For once, it wasn't just about smashing. He needed to think. Spotting a gas pipeline beneath the street, he leaped into the air and slammed down with all his might. The ground erupted, engulfing Doomsday in a fiery explosion. Hulk didn't wait for the smoke to clear. He grabbed an entire bus and hurled it into the inferno. When Doomsday emerged, scorched but unfazed, Hulk realized this fight would demand every ounce of his strength and his cunning. "Fine," Hulk growled. "Let's see if you can handle this." He ripped up chunks of asphalt, using them like projectiles to keep Doomsday off balance. The monster's adaptive armor began to harden further, but Hulk was already preparing his next move. Doomsday, adapting wings of bone-like protrusions, soared into the air and rained destruction down on the city. Hulk leaped high, grabbing onto him mid-flight. The two spiraled through the air, trading punches before crashing into the mountains outside the city. The landscape bore the brunt of their clash, as boulders exploded and valleys crumbled under their weight. Hulk began using the terrain to his advantage, slamming Doomsday into cliff faces and burying him under tons of rubble. But each time, Doomsday emerged stronger, his body adapting to the new conditions. Hulk's frustration mounted, but so did his resolve. Pinned under tons of rock, Hulk's rage boiled over. He let out an earth-shaking roar, transforming into his Worldbreaker form. His body glowed with gamma energy, and every step he took cracked the earth beneath him. Doomsday charged, but this time Hulk was faster, stronger, and more precise. His punches created craters, his movements a blur of power and precision. The ground around them began to fissure, glowing with residual gamma radiation. Doomsday's body twisted, adapting spikes and armor that reflected some of the energy. But Hulk didn't waver. He harnessed the raw power of his Worldbreaker form, slamming his fist into the ground to create a devastating shockwave that threw Doomsday off balance. But Doomsday's adaptive resilience was relentless. He grew denser, his spikes longer and more lethal. He swung a bone-clad fist that caught Hulk off guard, sending him crashing into a nearby canyon. For a moment, It seemed Hulk was down for the count, but as Doomsday approached, Hulk's glowing eyes snapped open. "Not done yet," he growled. Channeling every ounce of strength, Hulk grappled with Doomsday, twisting the monster's arm and ripping off one of his spikes. Using the jagged weapon, he stabbed Doomsday's shoulder, momentarily stunning him. It was a small victory, but it gave Hulk a much-needed opening. Hulk grabbed the largest boulder he could find and hurled it with devastating speed, smashing it into Doomsday. Following up, he leaped onto his opponent, driving his fist down repeatedly. Each blow echoed like thunder, and cracks began to form on Doomsday's once impenetrable armor. For the first time, Doomsday faltered. "You're tough," Hulk admitted, "but I'm tougher." He unleashed a series of rapid punches, each one fueled by his unyielding rage. Doomsday's armor began to splinter, revealing the vulnerable flesh beneath. Doomsday, desperate, launched a surprise attack, targeting Hulk's mind with a piercing roar that reverberated like a sonic assault. Hulk staggered but refused to fall. Digging deep into his dual personality, he let Bruce Banner's intellect guide him. "If brute strength won't end this, maybe strategy will," Banner's voice echoed in his mind. Hulk began exploiting weaknesses, targeting joints and spikes with calculated precision. Banner's voice continued to guide him. "Use the environment. Keep him guessing." Hulk smashed into a nearby mountain, causing a landslide that buried Doomsday. It wouldn't stop him, but it bought precious seconds to plan his next move. Realizing he needed to end this once and for all, Hulk focused every ounce of gamma energy within him. His green aura intensified, blindingly bright. He slammed his hands together in a gamma-charged thunderclap that sent shockwaves across the landscape. The force shattered Doomsday's spikes and sent him hurtling into the distance. As Doomsday struggled to rise, Hulk charged with a ferocity unmatched. He delivered a punch so powerful that it cracked the earth beneath them and sent shockwaves felt for miles. Doomsday's body quaked under the impact, his adaptive powers failing to keep up with Hulk's sheer determination. Doomsday struggled to rise, his adaptive strength failing to keep up with Hulk's sheer willpower and relentless onslaught. Hulk charged one last time, delivering a punch so powerful it caused the ground beneath them to collapse into a massive crater. When the dust settled, Hulk stood over the motionless form of Doomsday, breathing heavily but victorious. For a moment, silence reigned. Then Hulk let out a triumphant roar, his voice echoing through the shattered landscape. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. No matter how powerful the foe, nothing could withstand the unyielding strength of the Hulk. The battlefield was silent except for the wind, carrying the debris of their monumental clash. Hulk, his form still glowing faintly, turned to the horizon. He knew this victory came at a cost, as the surrounding area was left in ruins. But he had proven one thing. No matter how strong the enemy, the Hulk's combination of power and resilience was unmatched. As he leaped away, leaving the defeated Doomsday behind, a faint smile crossed his face. The battle was over, but the legend of the Hulk had only grown. In the distance, Banner's voice whispered, "Well done, big guy. Well done."